Hi, friends and family, it's Maud here again, and welcome to your Yoga for Teachers. I can't believe how long it's taken me to make this class. I believe that teaching is one of the most selfless professions, one of the most selfless vocations out there. And I myself was raised by teachers, right? My mom was a Spanish professor, she was a Spanish teacher. And my dad, even though he was a great many things, he was a jack of all trades, he was also a teacher. He never left the academe. And so I think this sort of personality that I have, that I seem to never want to stop learning and I always like to educate myself, is hugely in part because of the fact that I was raised by teachers. And you guys who are teachers, just instilling your wisdom and your knowledge to your students and just sacrificing your time away from maybe your family, from other stuff, in order to be of service to other families, in order for the kids and the next generation, or may it be college or high school, for students, for people to just learn and level up and be better people. I think it's truly admirable. And so in this practice, I am going to require you and urge you to be a little bit more selfish, to think about what you truly need and sort of make sure that you feel deserving of your time and attention and any TLC that you need. And yoga is just the perfect way to practice that. Prop wise, I have my trusty blocks right here. I have a blanket underneath my bums. You can also use it underneath the knees. Otherwise, we don't really need much of anything else for our practice. But in this practice, we are actually going to start here in a child's pose. And so if you feel like child's pose is too much for your lower back just yet, I want you to place something underneath your bums. Could be a block, could be a rolled up blanket, whatever feels comfortable to you. And so sit right there for a moment and situate yourselves on your mat with intention. Elongate the spine, feel open here in the chest, even though you're sending your ribs in, feeling that energy right here. And just rest your hands on top of the lap for now, closing the eyes. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly just tilt the body left, tilt the body right, forward and back, just to prepare the lower back for that child's pose that we are going to get into. One more time, left and right, forward and back. Nice. And then separate your knees out as wide as you can. You can keep the prop underneath your bums or you can remove it. Plant your elbows down. And then slide the arms away from you, planting your forehead. Sending the hips back. Child's pose. Find yourself here. What I mean by that is feel yourself. Try to see if you can really recognize how you're feeling. And notice how that influences you and your presence here in your practice. As you take your next breaths right here, inhaling through the nose, perhaps exhaling through the mouth. Notice with every exhale, we can just offload some of that burden out into the universe. Whatever that burden may be, or maybe just work stress, because teachers really are the most patient, one of the most patient people. You're one human body, one human mind, and one human heart. Offload all of that into the universe and feel yourself get lighter and lighter. Inhale, expand your rib cage, front, side, and back. Make room for the lungs like you're making room for yourself. And exhale, release. Prioritize the breath like you prioritize yourself. One more time, inhale. And then exhale. Slide the hands underneath your shoulders and gently lift yourselves up. If you want to move the prop out of the way, you can most certainly do that and come into this hero pose with the knees out wide. And so toes are towards each other, hips on top of your heels. If this is just not in the cards today, then just sit on a prop. And you can just do the best you can with your necessary adjustments. With the knees out wide, plant your hands in front of you so you're leaning your upper body forward. Spreading your fingers, hands are at least shoulder width apart. The next inhale, open up the chest to the front of you, perhaps lifting your chin up. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other. And as you exhale, using your hands, round the spine, push the mid back towards the wall behind you, drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale, shift the body forward, open the chest, lift the chin up, shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, go opposite direction. 2 more times just like that. Prioritizing the breath, like I said, prioritizing yourself. So anything that's taking you away from this practice, let the breath bring you back. You are as precious as your students. You are as valuable as your students. Slowly come back to center. Keep your left hand where it is. Right hand is going to be on your head. Poke your right elbow out. And your next inhale, twist the body up. Open up. And as you exhale, you want to tap your right elbow towards your left wrist, even though you may not. That's totally cool. Inhale, open up the gate, open up the door. Exhale, tap right elbow towards your left wrist. Inhale, open up. Exhale, slowly tap if you can, or just direct the elbow there. Next inhale, open up the elbow, and then lengthen your right arm up. As you exhale, plant your right hand behind the right hip. Left hand rests on your right knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine up. And then exhale, twist towards your right. Chest is out, ribs are in. Lengthen the back of your neck. Slowly release the twist. This time, right hand's going to be down. You can lean your upper body forward. Left hand behind the head. And then inhale, open up and twist. Exhale, direct the right elbow towards your right wrist, even though they may not touch. Inhale, open up, slow and controlled. Nice and intentional. Exhale, slowly, elbow to wrist. Inhale, open up. Exhale, elbow to wrist. Nice twist here, you guys. One more time. Inhale, open up the left elbow, open up the left arm. All 5 fingers spread out. And then exhale, plant the left hand outside or behind the right butt, or left hip rather. Right hand on your left thigh. Inhale, find the time to elongate the spine before you exhale and twist, opening up this left shoulder. One more time, deep breath. Exhale. Excellent, super. Come into your quadruped or hands and knees. If you have sensitive knees, then just pad your knees with your blanket. Spread the fingers wide. And the knees underneath the hips. Zip up the belly. And we're just going to swing our hips left and right. A bit of release here in the lower back. Make sure that the fingers are spread, that the palms are awake. And then just make this C-shaped curve with your hips. So send the right hip closer towards your right shoulder. Left hip close to your left shoulder. Feel free to be sassy. Right hip to right shoulder. Maybe look beyond your right shoulder as well, so that we can get the neck to be long for the right. One more time. Inhale, hip to shoulder. And then exhale, other side. Beautiful. Slowly come to center. We'll do our cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, open chest before you lift your head. And then exhale, slowly round the spine. Push the floor away, drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale, arch the spine, slowly look up. Exhale, go the opposite direction, push the floor away. Chin to chest, puff up the middle back. 2 more times just like that. Inhale. Let the lungs expand. Exhale, slowly round. 1 more time. Inhale. This is so good for the spine. And then exhale, slowly round. Beautiful. Come to center. You can set your hips towards your heels if you want and just do these nice and gentle wrist circles. If you're still that teacher who's checking papers or checking tests using a pen and paper, perhaps your wrists and hands are tired. Or if you're in that teacher who's doing everything virtually, or you just spend a lot of time in front of the computer, this would be good for you too. Either way. Plant the hands down once again underneath your shoulders. Lengthen the right leg behind you. Push your heel back. Open up the backs of the legs and then just drop your head. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Slowly come to center. Send your knee underneath your chest and then round the spine. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Plant your right foot behind you. Push your right heel back. Inhale. Just 1 full breath right here. Exhale. Slowly round the spine. Hover the knee in front of the chest. Underneath the chest, rather. Inhale. And then exhale. After that exhale, step your right foot between the palms the best you can. And then come up into this square lunge. And then send your right arm inside the right thigh. Make sure that your right knee is on top of your right ankle and that your left hip is on top of the left knee. Firm up the left butt. With your right arm, left hand will be on your left hip. Slowly swerve and twist the body towards your left side. Inhale here. As you exhale, if you want to deepen, you can cradle your right ankle with your hand. Keep your left hand on your left hip to open up, or you can lift the left arm up this time. Send the right hip back. Keep the spine long. Try not to round the spine. Nudge that right arm towards your right thigh, but your right thigh is going to press the thigh in, so you use it as leverage to be able to twist to the left. Big breath, inhale. And as you exhale, slowly plant the hands down, release the right ankle, untuck the toes in the back, come into a passive half split stretch. And so you'll set your booties down towards your heels, hands can be on the yoga blocks or something. And then lift up, lengthen the spine, toes off the mat towards the ceiling. Exhale, find your fold. Deep breaths here. Again, be selfish. Your time, your presence here, your energy that you're spending here, that's because you deserve it. Slowly walk the hands towards the front of your mat. Plant the hands down, and then heel toe your right foot out towards the edge of the mat, and then point your right toes out. And then sink your hips in without dropping them in. Just sink them a little lower. Firm up the left glute, the left butt, so help open up the left hip. And as you're here, sway the body left and right. Enjoy this moment. This is something that you need. One more sway, left and right. And then slowly place your right hand inside the right thigh, keeping the left butt firm. Inhale, twist towards the right side. Feeling proud, enjoying this moment. You can stay right here if you want, or you can lift the left leg up. Perhaps you can also let the left hand grab the left foot. If it's not in the cards today, then just stay where you are. This is just a bit of a quad stretch. Tuck your tailbone under and kick your left foot towards your hand. So it's not about dragging your foot towards the glute, but opening up the left hip. And this bind right here just sort of wakes up the quad muscles, the big muscles in the thighs. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly release that foot. Place the hands down. Come into an active half splits. So this time, hands can be on the blocks. Again, your hips are going to be lifted up a little bit, or a lot more rather than where we were before. Plant your hands down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, keeping your spine long, find your fold. Wake up the backs of the legs. Inhale. And then exhale. Beautiful. Slowly come to center. Come back into that square lunge. And then lift the arms up. Right hand grabs the left wrist. Send your left hip to the left. Lift up the front body. And then bend to the right. Firm up the left glute. Nice stretch right here in the psoas, the hip flexor. Big breath in. And as you exhale, slowly plant the hands down. Come back into your quadruped. Do a couple of rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly. Lift tailbone, open chest, and then the head lifts up. Exhale, cat pose. Round the spine, go the other way. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, go the other way. 2 more times. Reset the breath. Send your intention towards yourself. Making sure that you come out of this class feeling better than when you came in. And then slowly step your left foot between the palms and come up into this square lunge. Again, right hip right on top of the right knee, left knee right on top of the left ankle. The left hand or left arm is already inside your left thigh. Right hand outside your right hip, on your right hip. And on an inhale, just twist the body to the right. The chest is open, but the ribs are in. So we're not just sloppy and ploppy right here, dumping on our lower back. Send it in, send your tailbone down towards the back of the right knee. Inhale. And as you exhale, you have the option to cradle into your ankle. You can keep your right hand where it is, or you can also lift the right arm up. Send your left hip back. You're doing the best you can. Find the breath. With yoga, we not only want to be better movers, but better breathers. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lower the hands down, release the ankle. Untuck the right toes, and then slowly send your hips back into that passive half split. Hands on blocks or props or on the mat. Spread your fingers. Inhale, take the time to lengthen your spine because it matters. And then exhale, find your fold even though it's not too big. It's nothing fancy. Even though it's a teeny tiny fold, that is enough and you should be okay with it. Toes towards the sky. Inhale, fill up your lungs with air. Exhale. Beautiful. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Heel toe your foot, your left foot towards the outer edge of the mat. Sink your right hip down a little bit, firming up the right glute. Every time we open the hip, we always recruit our right glute. Those are hip extensors. Turn the toes out to the left side, swing left and right. Feel this in front of the right hip, perhaps the left groin. One more swing left and right, just listening to the body, being in tune with the body, the same way you're in tune with your students. Leave your right hand down, left hand on top of your left thigh. Use it as leverage to twist the body towards the left. Again, try not to dump in that shoulder joint. Lift yourself up and away from the mat and twist up to that left side. The option is to stay here, or you can always lift the right leg up. If this is in the cards today, then just do it. Keep it lifted, or the left hand catches it. Tuck your tailbone under, opens up the front of that right hip, right quad. Kick your right foot towards the hand, and then open up your left shoulder. Yummy, delicious, but also a lot of activity that's happening in the lower body. Inhale. Exhale. One big inhale. And as you exhale, slowly release that leg. Come into your active half split. So you can walk the foot towards the midline of your mat. Hips are going to be lifted. Toes off the mat. Hands on blocks if you want. I'm actually going to do that right now. Just to prove a point about how sort of more accessible the pose is if we do have something underneath the hands so that the floor meets us halfway. Just feel a little bit more lifted and lengthened out. Inhale. Exhale, find your fold. It doesn't have to be super deep. Direct your attention towards the belly of that hamstring while keeping your knees soft. You don't have to lock them. Soften the face. Inhale. Exhale. I talk about this deception in yoga where the body's working hard but the face can't show it. But you guys are experts on that. I'm sure there have been a lot of times, maybe in your everyday, where your students are just driving you crazy, but you can't necessarily show it. Same thing with yoga. After your next exhale, find that square lunge once again, firming up the right butt because your right knee is down and you want to open up the right hip. Inhale the arms up. Left hand grabs the right wrist. And then exhale, send the hips to the right. Lift up the front body and then bend to the left side. Try not to round your spine. Keep your focus, keep your balance. Also keep your patience. You guys are the masters of that. Inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly drop the hands down. You can set all the props aside. Come into a wide-legged fold so you can turn towards the wide side of your mat. Hands underneath the shoulders, toes pointing forward, and just take some nice bends here, side lunges left and right. Keeping the breath soft. Focus on sending your booty back and lengthening your spine. Two more times left and right. Beautiful. Send your left hand underneath your chest. On your next inhale, place your right hand on the lower back and then twist up towards the right side. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. You're doing the best you can to keep your pelvis level. Inhale. And as you exhale, send both hands on your right shin or right toes. if you can, or you can just plant them on the mat close to the feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, deepen your fold. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly release. Walking your hands back to center. Right hand underneath the chest. Next, inhale, left hand on your lower back. Helps level up the pelvis. And then slowly open to the left side. Twist up. Drop right ear to right shoulder. Be patient here. Inhale. Exhale. After that exhale, walk your hands towards the left foot. Again, hands can just be close to the left foot, or you can cradle that ankle or shin. Inhale. And then exhale, drape the upper body down and twist towards the left side. Best you can, any amount you can. Feel free to plant your hands down to feel supported. Inhale here. And then exhale. Slowly come back to center. Heel toe your feet closer to each other. Feet wider than hip width apart. You can turn them out 45 degrees and come into a malasana squat. So if your heels can't quite make it down into your mat, feel free to grab your blanket, place it underneath your heels. It just means that your calves, ankles, and your Achilles tendon, they probably aren't open enough for you to send your heels down, but it doesn't mean that we will deprive ourselves of that squat experience. Arms inside the thighs, thighs are out, chest is open, and there's energy between the arms and the legs. So the arms are wanting to push the legs out, but the legs are wanting to push stuff back in, and so you just feel this integration. So there's no plopping and there's no sloppiness in this squat. Feel free to sit on something underneath your bums if you want to do so as well. Otherwise, you're going to spend just 3 breaths right here in this squat. Big inhale. Big exhale. One more time, inhale. And then exhale. Beautiful. Plant the hands down. You can plant one knee at a time down before we come back into a seated position, crossing at the shins. Send your left hand on top of your right temple. Lengthen the spine. Inhale. And then exhale, bend the neck towards the left side, sending your left ear towards your left shoulder. Try not to overstretch here. Feel enough sensation and just stop at a point where you feel like that feels good. And you can stay there for a couple of breaths. And then slowly release that neck and that head. Right hand on top of your left temple, keeping the spine long. Inhale. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. And you'll quickly notice if we use the breath for these movements and these poses, it really does help the release. And if we don't, if we keep the breath shallow and if we keep holding the breath, we're kind of doing our body a disservice. We're not truly experiencing the yoga of it. Slowly come back to center. Send the right hand on your left thigh, and then the left hand's going to kickstand behind the left hip. Inhale, lengthen spine. And exhale, find your twist. One full breath right here. Chest is out, ribs are back. Slowly twist towards the other side. Left hand on top of your right thigh. Right hand behind you. Inhale. And then exhale. Twist to the right. Keep your spine long and try not to lean back. Inhale and then exhale. Beautiful. Slowly come to center. Make loose fists with your hands. Actually, switch the shins because you've been there for a while. Find the four knuckles of your hands and then locate the forehead, your temple, your jawline, and your chin. So just make sure that that's the spot that we're touching. The four knuckles of the hands are going on sort of each side of the forehead towards that midline. And we're going to slide the knuckles down towards the temples, our jawline, and then our chin. Forehead, temples, jawline, and then our chin. Breathe through this downstroke, self-massage, self-care. Face yoga as well. But being a teacher can be a heady job. Can be such a mental job. One more downstroke. This time find the knuckles of your four fingers on the sides of the nose, and we're going to just draw a line underneath the eyes, towards the jawline, towards the chin. Sides of the nose out and down in sort of a semicircle motion. One more time. And again, knuckles, this time just on the index finger and the ring finger. Find it right here in the center of your eyebrows. Third eye, and then slowly make circles around your eye with just those two knuckles. You can even do this as you're taking a break in class. Spread the word to the faculty, like this is sort of your short break. Something that you can do to come back to yourselves. Like I said, you guys are just one of the most selfless folks out there, selfless professionals out there, and I really commend you for being present each time for your students. One more stroke, just like that. Nice job, you guys. Shake the arms, shake the wrists. Plant your hands on top of your thighs. Free form shoulder rolls. Inhale up, back, and down. One more. And slowly press your palms to heart center. Thumbs are touching your chest. As we bow our head towards our hands, reminding yourselves that you are just as precious as your students, and you're just as valuable as your students as well. My intention and my purpose of this class is to let you guys feel rewarded simply by showing up for yourselves and taking care of yourselves. With a smile, take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. One more time, just like that. Inhale in. Feel the good vibes, good energy. With the smile, exhale it out. And with that, I bow down to you, teachers. Thank you so much for all that you do, for every single thing that you do, for our families, for your students, and for the communities around you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. From my heart to yours, namaste. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you teachers. Take a deeper bow for yourselves. And thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this practice. I appreciate you guys showing up. And like I said, I'm very, very thankful for each and every one of you for just being here and spreading the good word of yoga. I hope you take my other classes. I'll see you around. For now, goodbye, take care, until next time.